How's it going, everyone? It's Sam. We are taking a look at the stock market insanity coming over the coming weeks, and specifically starting off this week. Now, we're going to take a look at some different companies, some ones that I own, some ones that I would like to average into a little bit more, and why this week is pretty pivotal in terms of earnings and in terms of different stocks and how the stock market's going to go here. So, if you guys don't mind, I really appreciate it if you hit the like button. Also hit subscribe if you haven't done that already. There is a link underneath the video in case you want to try out Webull. Just deposit $5 and we both get paid in free stock, so I really appreciate that. Also a link down there to Voyager Digital to get an interest rate on your cryptocurrency, so definitely check that out underneath the video. Now, we're looking at some of the earnings this week because it starts off the week strong tomorrow. JP Morgan Chase, Goldman Sachs. We have the next day, we have Wells Fargo. We have Bank of America, Citi, BlackRock, PNC, then Bancorp, or US Bancorp, Morgan Stanley. Some of the largest banks in the world are talking about their earnings this week. Now, a lot of people are expecting this to really set off the earnings season, really start it off on a strong or a weak note. Now, just right off the bat, you should know a lot of analysts are expecting us to actually have less earnings this quarter than we did the quarter before. So JP Morgan reported $4.50. A lot of people are projecting about $3.09. US Bancorp or Bank of America, lower earnings. Citigroup, lower earnings. You can go down the line. Everyone is expecting, a lot of the analysts, I should say, are expecting lower earnings. Now, this is going to set the precedence. This also tells us what consumers are doing, right? Are they spending more money on loans? Are these banks making more money from trading? Are they making money from whatever? A lot of people also are expecting them to start releasing reserves. So they've had a lot of money stored up. They are going to start unleashing that. Now, what am I watching? What am I watching specifically? Well, I actually own JP Morgan Chase. I think they're actually at a pretty good value, even though they've gone up a lot over the last year. I've been buying into them for a while here. So we can see 1 year here, they were at $100. If we look at them here, they're $158, but last quarter, they reported about $4.50 worth of earnings. So they significantly beat. Now, analysts are expecting this to go down, but they also expected only $3.10 last quarter, now $3.17. So they are expecting it to increase, but they're not expecting it to increase over the actual earnings, but over their estimates from last quarter. So right now, if JP Morgan Chase, for example, is able to keep up the earnings they had last quarter and just project that 4 months forward or 4 quarters forward, that would put them at a price to earnings of about 8, which is an incredible value. So I will be watching to see, okay, can they actually knock down another $4.50 EPS or $4.50 EPS quarter again? And that would be pretty exciting. Now, if they're able to do this, that might set a high bar for some of the other banks and might say, okay, these banks are going to continue earning a significant amount and continue to get back. I mean, JP Morgan Chase is stronger than it was pre-pandemic, significantly. So $4.50 is a lot of earnings for JPM. Now, after this, we're not done, right? We have Alphabet, we have Google, we have Facebook, Amazon, Apple, announcing earnings here in a few weeks. And I realize Alphabet is Google. I was just making it clear for everyone that doesn't know that. But we have those companies announcing in a few weeks. Then we have retailers after that. So we are really just kicking off the earnings season right now. We have, for example, Google specifically on July 27th. So we have about 2 weeks before this. Now, with Google, they consistently beat earnings expectations too. Analysts are putting them at about 10% upside, but I think Google is one of those stocks that just moves quickly. So yes, there's a 10% upside according to analysts, but they raise that pretty much every time the price gets to that point. So they could raise it here in a month if Google gets up to that level. Now, they've been consistently beating expectations too. I would love to see another $25, $30 earnings from them, putting them at about a 25 price to earnings ratio, which is, I think, a pretty good value for Google with how quickly they're growing. Now, they are beating expectations all over the place too. like I said. Now, not only do we have all these earnings coming up, because I love these earnings, they're really interesting, but we also have just tomorrow, tomorrow, we have July 13th, the next CPI data coming out at 8:30 a.m. Eastern time. So this could cause the stock market, this could cause the crypto market to fluctuate wildly, depending on what we see. Do we see inflation continue to go up? Do we see it fall back down? And some people really say, it is really transitory now. It's not here to stay. We're going to have to see tomorrow. We're going to have to see how the market reacts and how we can move on from here, right? Starting off the earnings season and with the CPI data in the same day, it will be interesting. Could be a lot of volatility in the market. Now, there are a lot of stocks that I have not mentioned here that I am going to be paying attention to over the coming weeks. For example, none of the stocks that I've talked about here today are my top 3 stocks, and I will be watching those very closely because I really want to see what they do. But these are some of the massive stocks that will move the market. So we have a crazy week coming up. What do we do to get ready? Well, I think you have this risk reward that you have to weigh. Of course, you putting money in these stocks right now could be risky, right? They could fall down 20%, 10% over the coming week, 2 weeks. But they could also move up 10 to 20%. Let's not kid ourselves. If JP Morgan Chase has a $5 earnings, that's going to be massive. Now, whether they hit that, I don't know off the bat. I mean, no one knows that besides the people in the actual company. But if they blow out expectations again and blow out last quarter, you would definitely miss out by not investing in them. So what am I going to do? Well, obviously, you can throw all the money in ahead of time. Obviously, you can cash out ahead of time. What I'm doing is I am going to sit here, see if there's a nice dip before their earnings. If there is, a 5 to 10% dip, I will probably nibble on it. But I will also keep some money for after they actually announce their earnings, just in case they don't beat expectations, or even a lot of people don't understand this when they start investing in the stock market. They could beat expectations and still fall because certain people think they're going to beat even more than they did. So people will be watching for all different kinds of things out of their earnings, not just did they hit top line and bottom line. Those are definitely the headlines, but they'll be looking much more into the companies, and that could that could surprise us too. If they beat significantly and they fall down or they go up, we will have to see. But I always believe in dollar cost averaging. So I have positions in the stocks that I really like, but I always have some extra money just in case there is a red day, a significant red day, or a red week, red month to average in, depending on if the situation arises. Now, of course, I'm not a financial advisor. Always do your own research, but let me know what you think about this down below. Are you excited for this? I know the last couple weeks have been a little bit boring in the stock market, but we have some big things coming, and I'm very excited about that. Thank you guys. If you guys want to check out Webull or Voyager down below, you can definitely check that out. If you guys want to join a community that is watching the stock market all the time, buying on good dips, buying before significant things happen, you can check out the link down below to the Patreon to see exactly what I do every single day and what other people do in our community. Thank you guys so much for that, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.